Hello everybody, my name is James, I am not a duck, and welcome to the Dogcraft server, where I want to build a TARDIS. Yes, a TARDIS. Big blue box, bigger on the inside, says police on the door, you know the one. Now, TARDIS in Minecraft are nothing particularly new. We've had them for years. We've had dedicated TARDIS mods, we've had the immersive portal mod that people have made a TARDIS with, and we've had just this simple little banner that kind of looks like a TARDIS, and that's great. But I think that we can do a little bit better here. For example, I want an actual TARDIS that we can actually walk into. So, what the plan is to place some fence gates, open these front four, and cover the entire thing with maps. And then mix a map up to make this look like a TARDIS. A nice size, large TARDIS that we can walk into as well. Obviously, like I said, usually when these things are done in Minecraft properly, they're done using mods. But we are on a vanilla server here, so we will do this. And then we will walk in, and then we will drop into our bigger on the inside TARDIS console room. Obviously, it won't be perfect because we'll have this moment where we walk in and everything will be dark for a second and then we'll drop low and then we'll be in the room. But I think in vanilla, as far as I can think, this is definitely the best way to do it. And I think it's going to come out pretty well, if I don't say so myself. Luckily, the sides and the back of the TARDIS all look exactly the same, so those will just be 6 maps that we can use repeatedly. The ones on the front, however, the bottom 2 will be the same, but the top 4 are going to have to be slightly different. Since it has the keyhole and the handle and the pull to open sign on this side of the door. But you'll see that later. The TARDIS is a space-time ship, so it has to land somewhere. Be it on a planet, be it on Earth 200 years ago, be it on Earth 200 years in the future. But it has to have landed somewhere. This is a map of the area that we are currently in, where we are going to build our TARDIS area. And if you know the show, you know that the TARDIS very much likes to land in London. More specifically than that, Victorian London. Right by the Thames. In fact, so much so that the same TARDIS has been at the same London Frost Fair in 1814. Multiple times. With multiple copies of the same character just running around in a different part of London. Which we all know is completely safe whenever it comes to Time Travel, huh? But regardless of any paradoxes that we may or may not end up causing, we need a Victorian London. And this area here on this map is exactly what that's going to be. This is going to be our Thames, and this area, some amount of it, probably not all of it, but some of it, is going to be transformed into some kind of London-themed area. This isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be a scale replica of the Thames, obviously, because this is not wide enough. It also won't necessarily look like London specifically, but it will look like kind of how London's portrayed in the show. And while this isn't going to be the focus of this video, we do need some kind of starting point so we can figure out where to place down the TARDIS. We need to at least have the foundations of kind of the promenade that's going to be going on either side of this river. I did actually prototype just briefly in a creative world how this would look, but I didn't have a very wide river. The river that I made to test it was only like 10 blocks across, and this is a lot wider, so we're going to have to play it by ear a little bit and see if this is going to be tall enough, see what works, see what doesn't. Though I don't think that's too bad. If this was stretching all the way across, I feel like that's a good height, because this will be the actual floor height. Right, but then there'll be like another block there as like the railway, as the wall, or whatever the term is. Plus, you know, bearing in mind that this is actually going to be the floor height, which means if we pop up here, this actually be the floor level here, and then this will have either a block or a wall or something on it. I'm not entirely sure just yet. I clicked that I clicked that thinking, I can just break it with my fist because I'm in creative mode. I'm not in creative mode. I'm just stupid. I have just increased the height one more block, like we said, for the wall that will go on top of it, and I've stretched it out a bit further down, and honestly, I like it. I think it's a good height. Ignore the portal, that won't be here later. But yeah, I think it's good. Also, ignore the fact that these walls are very plain and boring. I will texture them later, but I'm not good at texturing in the moment, so I'm going to do them flat and plain, and then I will go through and add texture in the form of cracked bricks, mossy bricks, and in the next Minecraft update I might even change most of this into tough bricks, because the tough bricks do look so much better, and they look more like what I want it to look like. But for the moment, I will have to settle for the regular stone bricks, which really will do for now. Now with the foundation of this kind of promenade wall area built up around this river here, we can start figuring out where we want our bridges to go. We're going to have a couple of bridges along the river so we can get across the top of the river without having to go down onto the ice. I have figured out roughly how far apart I want these bridges to be spaced. And I want our first bridge to go round about here on the wall. Then I've dropped down this bit of wall here, and I've added some stairs and some slabs coming outwards. Again, this won't be the final palette. I know that this doesn't look very good, this is very bland and plain and boring, but first of all, this middle bit, which is going to end up being a road going into the actual city area, is going to be cobblestone, because Victorian London had cobbled roads. It won't be this, I promise. I was originally going to do these bridges very slightly thinner, but I discovered after a little bit of research that Victorian London streets apparently had to be at least 20 feet wide, which is about 6 meters, 6 blocks across. In terms of the path itself, again, it's not going to be made of this, it's going to look much better, but all that matters is that we get the height right, so that I can build it this way, and figure out kind of where the roads are going to go, and at some point we'll have a street corner, and on one of those street corners, boom, we can have a TARDIS. But like I said, all that matters right now is that we figure out, based off of where this road is going to go and where other roads might go, where we can go and plonk down our TARDIS. Because I don't want to just plonk it down somewhere random, and then a road gets in the way, and then we have to move around some roads, and it look kind of weird and janky and strange. Though to be fair, some Victorian road layouts and modern day London road layouts do look kind of weird and all over the place, so it wouldn't really be the end of the world, but I may as well get some of this road figured out and laid out anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to have a think about this now and build this out a little bit, maybe branch it out in some other directions, left and right, and then when I've figured out where I'm going to plonk down the TARDIS, I can update you guys. So since that last clip, I've done a few things. First of all, I now have wings, which is going to make showing you this next bit a lot easier. I built across this bridge just to kind of make it easier to see how wide it's going to be and if it fits in with the kind of height of the walls. I also added in other bridges over there and 2 over there, all round about the same distances apart. This one I need to make one thicker, well 2 thicker, 1 in each direction, but the other ones are the right thickness. On second thought, I might, instead of making that other one at that end thicker, I might make this one thinner so that they're the same thickness, because they're shorter bridges, so it might look weird if these are too wide when they're shorter. I'll have a think about that, but I think that is what I'm going to do. Also did build the wall down a little bit further on both ends, so I could do the bridges, and I like it. And I like it. I think that the wall's a good height. I like it. It looks nice. I need to swap this out for ice, though, at some point. Same with that one, and the other bits along the edges. There are a few bits like that. And also, I want to clear out a little bit of like the sand here and the dirt that's kind of like right up against the wall underneath the ice, just so it looks a little bit better. I don't like being able to see the silhouette directly underneath the ice. I want like at least 1 block of water underneath it so that you can't see that. And then as you can see, I kind of carried on the path a little bit from each of the bridges. Not this side. I'll do that side at some point, but I'm just focusing on this side for the moment. I go up a bit higher, then yeah, you can see that the bridges, the roads to be are extended, kind of joined together in some fashion, and they go out like this. This is the only part that I've actually like done the full thickness of the road on, because this is around here is going to be where the TARDIS goes, and for the moment all I want is an idea of where that's going to go so that I can start on the TARDIS itself. Like I said before, this is all gonna be cobble. Those ones over there also gonna be cobble all the way across. I did originally do all of that with the stone brick stairs along the edge of it, but I decided that I didn't like it because I wanted to do the path with andesite slabs, polished andesite slabs. I just think it looks better. It looks more like the kind of tiled path that you'd get at the time. And they're actually pretty thin compared to the road, so I've gone with 1 thick. I had originally gone with 2 thick because I felt like having the stone bricks and then the polished andesite, it looked weird this being so thin. So I had 2, but then I decided that I didn't want that. That it was too thick and there wasn't going to be enough room for the buildings, and this whole stretch from like path to path just felt way too wide. So what I did is I went around and I replaced all of these with polished andesite stairs. I'm going to do the same with this bit here and see how that looks, and then obviously replace these with cobblestone slabs. But I do think, unless I have a much better idea, that's going to be the way to go. I would have also used cobbled deep slate for this, but I felt like it was too dark, because at the moment it's all very, you know, it's kind of grey, it's very plain, and on the map that we have as well, this all comes out as one colour, so that's why I was tempted to go with the deep slate, but I don't know. I might keep the cobblestone, I might change it to cobbled deep slate, but that's the kind of thing that I kind of want some input from other people on. So hopefully we can figure out if this is good enough, or if cobbled deep slate would it actually look better. And over here is where our TARDIS is going to be placed down. I was going to put it over in that corner over there, but I decided that over here was a better spot just because of the kind of the way the roads and paths and stuff here are angled. So I just grab out these planks and these fence gates. Then what it's going to look like is place that there, bam, bam. Oh no, wait, sorry, I want this to be facing the other way. Break those, bam, 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 bam. Place and fence gates here. Open them up. And then what we want is we are going to place our item frames all over this on all sides. Done. And the back of the TARDIS and the front of the TARDIS. Obviously we don't have the maps yet, but I'm going to do those soon. I've already begun collecting the resources for it, barely. But yeah, so if we do it like this, then we won't be able to walk into the back at all. Because what I had originally was all fence gates, and then when we walk in the back, we'd kind of still clip in through the item frames, through the maps, but we don't want that. So I'm going to use blocks. So then we'll just go right up against it, against the side. We're going to ignore the fact that we will be able to walk into this bit here, but the idea will be that this will be the front, and then we can just walk in, and then we'll fall down, boom, and then, like, you know, some amount of fall here so that there's room to build everything in the ceiling. But yeah, the idea is that then we will just fall straight into the console room of the TARDIS. And it'll be grand and lovely and awesome. This is what the whole area looks like now on the map, by the way. I've rotated them this way just because whenever you see a picture of the Thames in London, it's always kind of like horizontal and kind of, it's wavy obviously, but it's horizontal. So I put it this way, easier to visualize, easier to know what we're doing. I will say that part of me is slightly concerned that the roads are too wide, but I'm hoping that apart from the map, when we get the buildings in, if the buildings are the right height, then everything will look alright. It's also partially probably because of the andesite stairs and slabs and the cobblestone slabs being the same color on maps, so it does look thicker than it does in reality, because it doesn't have that obvious contrast. But yeah, this little corner here is where the TARDIS is going to go, and then these roads will obviously be duplicated all around here. Buildings and stuff will go in the middle, and there'll also be more. The plan is to eventually add more, kind of going around here, maybe even a bunch more bridges connecting up all of these parts of the river too. Because in reality there are bridges all across the Thames. So just having these bridges here wouldn't make sense, and honestly I think it'd look better if we had a bunch of bridges along the length of the river, at least the visible length of the river, along our kind of map area, along our kind of base map area. I'm also not 100% sold on the kind of shape of the area yet, because these are all very square apart from where it kind of deviates down here. I don't want all of these bits to be square because that's not what London looks like, especially not Victorian London. It's much more organic shapes, some of them thinner, some of them longer. But really the only fixed point is going to be where the TARDIS is, since the actual build is going to be secretly underground. So if we need to, we can change aspects of these as we go on, as well as building other ones differently when we come off of it, because I want this to be a good size build, even though it's not the actual base, because the actual base, like I said, will be underground. But I want it to look good, and if it's too small then it won't look good. So as long as this world is here for a good enough amount of time, then hopefully we can get some kind of decent sized city area going. I'm not a great builder, I'm not a particularly imaginative builder, but hopefully we can manage to pull off something somewhat impressive. I hope so. Needless to say, I am going to, of course, try my best to. Of course, what that does mean as well is if anybody has any advice for anything that you see me building, any tips, any tricks, anything that you think might look better when I get to the actual building part of this, then, you know, please do let me know. I'd be very appreciative to hear your thoughts too. For now, I have just removed these item frames on here just so that we can see what we're doing a bit easier when we're walking in and out of here. What I'm going to do now, though, is just dig out an area underneath so that we can start getting our first room, our console room for the TARDIS, underway and moving. The outside of this, I know it doesn't look like much now, but next time we will get to work on the outside of this, which is just going to be some gathering resources and making some map art to put on the sides of here. But luckily, the TARDIS on the outside is mostly blue, and actually the colour of water and of the ocean on maps is exactly the kind of blue that I want to use, which means I just need to find a big enough area of deep enough water, and that's actually most of the map really done. I just need kind of the sign and other details on there as well, which, like I said, I'll get the rest of the resources for next time. But for now, I really want to dig out this main room first. So hopefully when you see me next, I should have at least dug out quite a large room underground. Although I have realised that I am going to need to move this beacon because I am not in range of it over there, and I am not doing this without haste too. Because that would be way too slow. And beacon demolished. Oh, don't want to lose that one. Okay, I am missing an iron block. Oh, there it is. I was half expecting the iron block to despawn just as I got to it. That would have been funny, but annoying. Anyway, beacon placed. Oh, and I need a stupid iron ingot. Okay, and mining time. And now we have a giant hole. This hay bale is actually going to be the floor of the room, and then the bit underneath is just going to be the kind of basement area. It's just underneath the main room. It's usually used as some kind of maintenance area. But I wanted to include it because TARDIS console rooms always have them. So to recap, the plan will be in terms of like entering the TARDIS. Maps will be here. We'll just walk through and fall, and this will be just kind of black, and you'll fall down, and boom, main room. When I was digging all of this out at first, I didn't expect to have to come all the way up and like it be open. But as I was digging it, I realized that because I've planned this already, the ceiling for the room is going to be directly underneath these slabs. So if it was any higher, or if I did any of this any lower, I put the TARDIS itself any lower, I would have ran into some definite issues. Luckily, it seems to have worked out, and we will probably be okay. But to recap with this, again, we maps on the front of here, obviously. We'll walk in and we'll just fall down and we'll be bam. We'll walk forward. Sure, snow blocks. We'll walk forward and we'll come out like this. We'll fall and we'll be in the room. And there will be an area underneath as well. And that'll be the room. It's going to be more of a circular room rather than a square room. But like I said, I've already got that kind of design planned out. So I'm going to get started on that now. It won't be finished because I don't have all of the things I need to finish it. But I have done a little bit of gathering of stuff, which is, say apart from all the stone and stuff that I mined, this is the stuff that, because I wanted to use calcite, cyan terracotta, basalt, sea lanterns, because it's a sci-fi themed build. So those are the kind of materials that you're going to have for a sci-fi color palette. Though they won't be the color palette for the entirety of the inside of the TARDIS, because what's fun about it is that different areas of the TARDIS can have completely different styles and different kind of build palettes, which means this main room is going to be that kind of expected sci-fi stuff, but then other rooms will go through corridors to other places, and they can be completely different themes and build palettes. So we don't need to stick to any particular theme, which I am definitely excited about, because I don't want to have to stick to a theme. I want to experiment. I want to see what we can do with different rooms and different styles. But yeah, so I'm going to grab some of this stuff now, and I'm going to start getting this room together. I am going to need some more iron blocks at some point. That's definitely going to be a kind of bottleneck for this build, especially for when we do the corridors and stuff. But we will deal with that at some point soon. For now, I'm going to start getting some blocks down. And in the next clip, I'll show you the progress that I've made on this room, once I feel like there's enough progress made to show you guys. Here we go. The console room is finished. As you can see behind me, we no longer just have a giant hole in the ground. It took me, admittedly, a lot longer than I thought it was going to, because I had to keep on gathering more and more materials. I got some sea lanterns, as you can see. Basalt wasn't an issue, but iron blocks were an issue. So now if we drop one in here, then you guys can finally see it. This is the console room. I like it a lot. I think it's very nice, if I don't say so myself. It is, of course, not quite done. That is what everything in my hotbar and my inventory is for right now. The little finishing touches and the decoration. Ignore that stuff under there. You didn't see that. We're going to have some hoppers here. Bam, 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 bam. I need to power those. I'll do that in a second. Let's see. I wanted levers on there. I think I wanted this button there. I can't actually remember fully what I wanted where, so I might have to end up changing some of these around. But I wanted an end crystal and an item frame there, and I don't know, I think it was a comparator here. Candle there. Need to light the candle. It just kind of looks like it. It looks like a little handle or joystick or something. I don't know. Tripwire hook. I don't know. It was very much just kind of place some random things down and see what looks nice. I did want the bell, just to walk past and gong every now and again. And amethyst shards. I think I wanted that one there, and maybe the small one there? Yeah, that looks right. And then the carpets to cover up these, that. And the same all the way round. Huh, I didn't... You can't see the candle flame through glass. That's weird. That's news to me. That's rather interesting, actually. Cool. Just drop down into here quickly. Well, that's difficult. Drop down. That one, there. Power those and get out of here somehow. There we go. No, that's not quite right. Let's try that again. Shebang. Okay. I actually placed that entirely wrong. It needs to go on the calcite, doesn't it? There and there. There we go. Now I just need one more for this one now. And place and activate. Oh, I'm shifting. Activate. And we're done. Place. Finally, hopper. There we go. That's done now. All good. Trapdoors are up. It's like a little... It contains the hoppers. It's wonderful. It's fine. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Moving on. And then just a little bit more light up here with the soul lanterns to go with the kind of blue-grey colour scheme of the room. And then I just wanted 4 up here as well on these furnaces here. These what are they called? What are they called again? Smooth stone. These smooth stone blocks around the outside, they won't be smooth stone forever. I want them to be lodestones, just because I like the pattern on the sides of the lodestone blocks. But obviously, lodestone is made with netherite, so I don't have 16 lodestones yet. But when I do, they will be here, because I'm determined to use them here because I think they look really good. But they're just expensive. Eventually we will have them. And for this little room underneath here, just got to place down the last couple of little copper slabs. And then the actual building part's done, apart from these lanterns I just want to put around here. But then, what I want to do, how goes there? How goes that? Yeah, there it goes. Right. While I don't mind these copper slabs as they are now, because they do kind of go with the orange in here and the lanterns as well, but I'm wanting these to oxidize. I want them to go the nice, like, teal blue copper color that they oxidize to, because I like that, and it goes with this a lot as well, and with the sea lanterns a lot. So I'm going to let them oxidize. I haven't oxidized them yet, but, you know, because I didn't, but they're going to. And then just got to put in these lanterns around here, I think there. Maybe, yeah, maybe against the wall? I don't know, I'll put them there for now. I've immediately changed my mind, they're going back there. Yeah, okay, I think that looks good. Nice. And the final walkthrough. Okay, so we have the sea lanterns going around the room for the nice lighting. We've got the kind of calcite floor. We've got plenty of lighting underneath the carpets everywhere. Nice guardrail so you don't fall off the edge all the time. This itself is the console. This is what will be used to control the TARDIS, control the ship, travel throughout time and space. Don't actually try it, because it might not actually work, but you gotta just take my word for it that it works, alright? Shush. Then if we go up these stairs here, then we have a nice little walkway. This is a wall of shulker boxes. This is also a chunk of what took time doing when I was finishing off this room, because this is I think 20 no, can't be 25. I'm gonna count quickly. 26 shulker boxes, 52 shulker shells. It took me like an hour of enderating, which isn't too bad, but like I had you know, it took time is all I'm saying, but like it's worth it. This is what I wanted to do for this wall, and oh, stupid F5 screen. It's worth it. I think it looks really nice. I like how the blue and the cyan and the blue and I can't speak, the cyan and the grey, they go with the room. I think it's nice. We can use it as a bit like, you know, practical storage for important items that we might want quick, easy access to. I like it. Through this way will be a door. This will be a door. There will be a corridor leading to other parts of the TARDIS. Not yet. The buttons will go here and here. But again, not yet. That's coming soon. At the end of the room here is just another door. This door will go straight through, just like that one. This one will go to the, whatchamacallit, the storage room and other things, and it will, you know, corridors will branch off, and corridors, and you know how corridors work. Anyway, this one over here, these are chiseled bookshelves. They will have books in them. It doesn't look that great now. It looks okay. but with the books in them, it'll look even better. I want actual books. I'm going to have a library as well in this TARDIS, and I want actual books on things to be written in them. Some of them might be placeholders, they might just be enchanted books, they might be regular books, but most of them will have things written in them, either references, or, I don't know, short stories from other people, whatever. I don't know, I haven't really figured that bit out yet, but something's gonna happen and it's gonna be fun and cool. Oh, another thing about this console is that this column in the middle usually would like zoom up and down, right, when the TARDIS is in motion. I don't really have an easy way to do that, so I'm just not going to do that. But I mean, I'm using levers and amethyst buds and comparators. You gotta use your imagination, you know. It's fine. And then down here is the I'm not sure what to call this. I don't know what it technically is, right? But this is basically like the core of the console. It's underneath. It's kind of the it connects this to the power source of the TARDIS, which that's a whole other thing that I will get into at another time. In here is just shroomlight. I was gonna, I did consider using lava in there because I thought it might look nice with the the movement and the dynamicness of the lava. But I need to be able to power this so that the trapdoors close. You probably saw the levers on top of this before when we went down underneath the console when we were dealing with those trapdoors and the hovers there. Also, with the lava, I thought it would bubble. I mean, it will bubble, it's lava, but I didn't know how I'd feel about the ambient lava bubbling noise throughout the room as a result of it. Because there is actually another lava bubbling noise in one of the corners of this room, and I want to find the lava and I want to get rid of it because I don't like it. And it feels out of place. The big grindy bits that really took me some time to do were, like I said, the sea lanterns and the shulker boxes. But a lot of it was also the terracotta, the cyan terracotta, because it's all up there and it's all along there. There was a lot of it. There was like 7-8 stacks in total, I think, maybe even more. I'm not sure. This also took forever. I really like this stone slab layout, right? How it kind of like coils round on both sides and like opposite sides. But my word, did it take some time to place out and plan out and then replicate it from a single player world to here, making sure that like every bit's exactly how I wanted it, with like 2 blocks and then like this many blocks and this many blocks. Especially making sure that both sides were identical. Jeez. I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I speak fast sometimes, especially when I'm nervous, and I'm just excited about having this room done. Why that spiders, do you mind? What? Stop. I'm trying to record a video here. Jeez. But yeah, my apologies if I speak too fast sometimes. I'm just excited and I'm nervous, and I'm pleased to share this with you guys. And I'm pleased that it's finally done. Like, I've been wanting to build this room for a while, but oh, there is so much more to come. And I am so excited about doing more of this build. Like I said, next episode, we're going to do the outside of the TARDIS. We're going to do the maps so that it looks very nice from the outside. And then beyond that, we're going to do other things. Like I said, corridors in all 3 directions. We'll have a storage room, we'll have farms, and we'll have a big old grand library and a swimming pool, maybe even. Whatever builds I can fit, because the beauty of the TARDIS is that even though it looks very small on the outside, it is its own dimension inside. It is basically, essentially, functionally infinite, and we can do whatever builds we want in here. So I am so very excited to see what I can do with this TARDIS. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.